Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie. I am here today with another Diamond Art Club sneak peek unboxing. This is one of their new releases this weekend, and you know the drill. We're gonna go through everything about this kit. I'm gonna show you things like where the special drills are, and if you are new to this company, I'm gonna give you a really comprehensive look at what they have to offer. Everything from what are the features on the box to what's in the toolkit, any special extras you get, and of course, the kit itself. So that said, the kit I have to share with you today is a gorgeous dreamy piece by Yuumei Art called River of Dreams. Now I know just looking at this, I feel like it's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. I'm gonna get you a look at the original artwork once we open up this box, but it's a girl that's leaning out of a boat. There's a cute little black cat curled up here, and the girl's looking into the river, and there's these stars going by. It's really pretty. So it's also pretty big, like a lot of Yuumei's pieces with DAC. It's 55.8 by 83.6 centimeters or 22 by 33 inches. Square drills on this one, again, I feel like that's pretty common with Yuumei kits from DAC because that lets them just pack in as much detail as possible. We have 72 colors in this one. We're gonna have an iridescent color, which is not super common. It has like a crystal effect, and then we're gonna have 5 fairy dust for a total of around 75,000 diamonds in this kit. Now, newbies, diamond painting newbies, they have some how-tos written out on the back. If you'd like to see a demo, just like Diamond Painting 101, or some other basic how-tos that are helpful when you're just starting out with this craft, check out the description box of this video. I'll have a handful of different beginner how-tos and tutorials listed for you that you could take a look at, including a how to diamond paint. We also have your kit contents. We're gonna go through all of that. You don't have to worry about that. And just wanted to quickly point out that they do put the title and the artwork at the bottom of the box, which is just handy for practical reasons. I have all my diamond paintings stored on shelves in my garage, just stacked on top of each other, and being able to just look at the end of the box to tell what a kit is when I'm looking for it is a lot handier than having to pull out the boxes to look at the front of them. Now, if you're brand new to Diamond Art Club and thinking of making your very first purchase, and if you want to save 20% off, I have a discount code you can use. It's just my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. That's an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. That said, there's no pressure at all. You can use other sales and discount codes that are out there, but thank you so much if you do use mine. Now let's take a look at the toolkit, then we'll look at the stickers and whatnot second, but toolkit. So every diamond painting you get, whatever company it's from, is gonna usually come with some kind of toolkit. DAC does offer some like premium style upgrades to theirs. Let me show you here. Again, for those of you that aren't necessarily familiar with this company, so they give you kind of an upgraded pen experience. They call this a twist and pick pen. It's got like an ergonomic shape to it, which is a nice upgrade from the just basic thin stick pen that you otherwise would get. It also comes preloaded with a clear wax, and you just twist this and the wax will start coming out the end. It just depends. There we go. I can feel it there. Now, if you run out of the wax that's preloaded in there, you can load more into it. That's like really actually kind of stuck. Oh, there it is. It's gradually coming out there, you guys. But yeah, there you go. If you run out of what's preloaded in there, you can load more. They give you a whole extra plate of it. They also give you some of their classic pink heart wax if you prefer that, either in the single or multi-placer, which, speaking of, they put a 4-placer in the end. They also give you a 7-placer separately you could swap in. They are removable, and you can fit the metal multi-placers that Diamond Art Club sells as well. Just a tip to make sure that you get the ones that are push-in and not screw-in, because they do sell both. Then we have a bag of baggies. You could store some of your leftover diamonds in those. And then we have upgraded trays, which this is my favorite of the toolkit elements from DAC. It's much bigger than a standard tray, which I like because I like to multi-place. I want to pour a bunch of diamonds in here and use my 12-placer and go to town. So I love that about these. They also come with a removable stopper as well as a sliding lid, and they are stackable. There's kind of cutouts, like ridges at the top and bottom, so you could stack multiples if you do have multiples of those trays. Let's see what our treasure quest card is going to be. Ooh, is that a silver? We did get a silver Treasure Quest card. All right, you guys. So Treasure Quest cards. These are a pretty collectible as well as part of a secondary rewards program. Now, there's a redemption code on the back that you could scratch off to get to. And once you get various combinations of these different tiers of cards, you can redeem for things like gift cards or a custom diamond painting. Now there's bronze, silver, like this one, gold and black, and that's an order of rarity. You're most likely going to get a bronze card. And just because mine came with the silver doesn't necessarily mean that yours will. It is random, and you could get any of the other tier of cards. So that's a happy surprise though. Because, yeah, I mostly get bronzes. Now, here in this envelope, there's there's a lot of handy stuff, but I want to specifically point out they have a Facebook group, which you can join once you've made your first purchase. They also have a mobile app, and you can get 20% off your first app purchase. So lots of ways to save a bit. Now, here's a look at that original artwork as promised. So you could see a little bit better what's going on here. Let me zoom you in, actually. It might make more sense. There you go. So you can kind of see we're seeing the girl in profile. You can see her eye there. I love the cat. Way too cute. And you just know that there are going to be special drills in these stars. There's no way that there's not. And I'm excited to see how this looks, how this turns out. Now, these are different stickers. I put these in my paper logbook once I start working on a kit. And then we have a set of pre-cut sticker labels. Now, they put the DMC code in the right-hand column here in the code, and that comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. Most diamond painting companies use this color code system. This kit's going to have 72 colors. Our special drills are at the end. Z is going to be our fairy dust. L is going to be our iridescent. And again, we'll go over those when we're looking at the diamonds in just a little bit. All right, let's take this out and take a look. All right, so we're starting from the bottom here. Look at those big stars. I feel like these star motifs are really common with Yuumei's artwork. I see it in a lot of her work. It's just so pretty. And these more like panel style pieces with like water being a really common element. DAC's released a few different ones with this kind of, these like watery motifs too. So there you can see, look at the cat. The gallon profile. Yeah, you know what? The original artwork, you really don't see a lot of details, and I feel like that is kind of the same as a diamond painting. I'm kind of glad that they didn't blow this up to an even bigger size, because I feel like the kind of like abstractness of the artwork, like this is fine. I don't tend to gravitate towards huge diamond paintings so much anymore. Here's a look at this really pretty canvas. And let me now take you on a tour of the features, especially for those of you that aren't necessarily familiar with Diamond Art Club. So canvas material, I do really like their canvases quite a lot. They're scalloped and poked at the edges, so fraying shouldn't be an issue. The back is really soft, and it's just a nice material. And the overall weight of the canvas and what it's like to diamond paint on, it feels like it's a high quality canvas material. It lays flat really well without any fuss. They have a thick plastic cover, and they use port glue. It's very sticky. And their plastic cover has perforated sections in it. You can see the perforations there and lines to help you see the edges of those sections. So if you like having kind of designated areas to work within, like sitting down, I want to do a section, you have the option of using those. You have a legend, top left, bottom right. Then at the bottom left, I just wanted to point out, well, there's the name, the size, and then copyright. So this piece is legally licensed, which means that Diamond Art Club has Yuumei's permission to use this artwork as a diamond painting and is compensating the artist as well. And this is the case with all of Diamond Art Club's kits. Here's their socials and another discount code, and your kit comes with a lifetime warranty. As long as you're the original owner and purchaser of your kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty, which includes things like if you were to run out of a drill color. If you have any issues with your kit, contact customer support. They'll take you from there. Now, surprisingly, I had thought this would be really chock full of confetti, but I am seeing a lot of color blocking, you guys. So color blocking is where you have, this is a really extreme example, honestly, but blocks of the same color in a small area. So you'll have that color in your tray for longer and can use a multi-placer to zip right through those areas. We have a lot of color blocking at the bottom half of this canvas. But as we get into some of these more detailed areas, we're definitely going to have some confetti. Let's check in the boat if there's a good example. And there totally is. Holy cow. First, how cute is that cat? If you squint, you can see that its tail hanging off there, and there's its ears. But here is confetti central, all these plants that are in this canoe with our gal here. So confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area. So you'll be doing more single placing and changing out the color in your tray more often. Typically pieces like this from Yuumei, I just am used to them having a ton of confetti. This is surprisingly light on the confetti. The bottom half of this for sure has so much color blocking, and even the top part, like the sky, has a good amount of color blocking too. So if you're someone that is like me and sometimes is kind of intimidated by, or you limit the number of kits that have a lot of confetti in them in your collection, just know that this one is not as heavy on the confetti. So little rhyme there for you. I'm just such a dork, but if that's something that you worry about, I just wanted to make sure you knew, like, hey, this actually isn't too bad. All right, 83-ish. We're listed as 83.6. And then this way, around 66 centimeters. I'm listed as, 55.8. Did I look at the wrong number? Oh, yeah, 56, not 66. Whew. I was going to say, wait a second. Yeah, we're true to size for what measurements, what dimensions they give this one. All right, so let's take a look at the diamonds. I want to see our special drills and get a look at these, just the diamonds overall together. All right, so there's our color spread. Lots of just really pretty blues and kind of greenish blue shades, and then those whites too. So right off the bat, we're starting with one of our special drill colors, Z958. We have two chonky bags of this one. This is one of our fairy dust colors. Fairy dust diamonds, they have a pearlescent sheen to them. You could see it's a subtle shimmer. It almost looks like someone just brushed a little bit of fine glitter on the tops of these diamonds, and I love these diamonds. This is my favorite type of special drill that DAC has. They're just fantastic, especially on slightly darker colors like this one. The shimmer is so good. So we're obviously going to take a look and see where those colors go once we're done going through all these other colors too. Now, these are square diamonds as mentioned. And Diamond Art Club square drills are really nice quality. Absolutely some of the best on the market in my opinion and my experience. Lots of diamond paintings I've done over the years. They just tend to be very consistent in size and shape. I like the cut of the facets on the top. They also tend to be really minimal on the amount of trash. Now, what is trash? Trash is basically unusable diamonds for whatever reason, whether it's diamonds that have tabs sticking off the side or are weirdly shaped or are just inconsistent in size and shape. Like, you're not going to want to use them for whatever reason. And that's pretty minimal when it comes to DAC kits. I just find them to be nice to work with, which is really important with square drills because squares sit flush against each other on all sides on the canvas. There's really not any wiggle room like there is with round drills. So it matters a lot more like what the quality is like. So I like Diamond Art Club squares. They're good to work with. Here's our next fairy dust color, Z744. It's a pale buttery yellow. You see that shimmer? You see it's a little more subtle than that dark green that we had, but it's still there. And then, here's our iridescent color, L726. Now, iridescent, we have a little straggler in there from the next color over. Iridescent is the kind of diamond, the name that Diamond Art Club gives to their kind of crystal-like diamonds. That mirror backing is going to go flat on the canvas and cover up the symbol and help with the kind of crystal iridescent like quality of these diamonds, give it that extra sparkle and shine. So this is a really pale yellow color, and I would guess, my guess is that it'll be in the stars, but of course we'll find out. I just want to show you all the colors first. I was like, there's a lot of colors here. Okay, here's our next fairy dust, Z162. We have a pale blue fairy dust color. A small bag, but a good amount in there too. And I think we have maybe one more fairy dust in this kit, But also, just a note, if you're not familiar with Diamond Art Club, they put their drills in these strands roughly in order of weight, or like the amount of the color that there is, as opposed to DMC order. Some companies will put theirs in DMC order. I don't really care too much what order it's in. I find this to be handy for when I'm kitting up into storage containers that have multiple different sizes, when it goes kind of in order of most to least diamonds, that I can like plan accordingly. Here's our other fairy dust color, which is Z210. It's a lavender fairy dust. I like that one a lot. I do see a trash drill in there. You see that one with that tab sticking off the side, just real subtle there. I'm not going to put that diamond on the canvas, and because otherwise there's not going to be room for the drill next to it. So, but DAC does give, I don't remember what the percentage is. At one point it was 20% extra. Oh, there's one more fairy dust. There are 5 fairy dusts, not 4. Hold that thought. Z340. We have another shade of purple. This one's a little bit darker. Here's our purples next to each other. So Z340 is got a little bit more of a blue undertone to it too. Anyway, at one point I think they said 20% extra. I'm actually not 100% sure if that's still the case. Maybe I'll see if I can go find out, because it's been a minute since I've checked on that. All right, special drill placement. If you don't mind, I'm just going to take a quick moment to glance through this canvas and find where these special drills are, because otherwise I'm going to be keeping you waiting on me. So I'll be right back. Okay, but no, for real, it's a good thing I didn't try to do that with you guys, because I just spent so much time trying to find that dark purple fairy dust and feeling like I'm just going to have to give up and go ask DAC tomorrow. Like, I can't find it. Can you tell me? Okay, so first things first, both the light purple and the dark purple fairy dust are sprinkled in the background. You can kind of see the sprinkling down here. And some of these colors are the dark purple and the light purple fairy dust diamonds. And there's like some up here too. So let me show you up close. So we have the letter W is our dark purple fairy dust. There's a bunch of it there, actually. There's that letter W all through there. And then where was the J? Oh, there's some of the J over here. The J is the light purple fairy dust. So that is what I affectionately refer to as little magic motes. Little bits of stardust. So I see a sprinkling of the light purple. It's like a couple here and there throughout there. I see a handful of the dark purple and then more of the light purple. So those are just giving it a little bit of extra sparkle. Not going to be a super in your face. Here's a couple more of the dark purple. A little bit of extra sparkle against the background. Okay. Now take a look at these stars, and there's a blue color. You see it's a light blue at this point and this point over here. Those light blue colors are going to be our light blue fairy dust diamond. And then we have our really pale buttery yellow fairy dust is that light yellow color. So there's no iridescence in these stars like I thought there would be. So that's on me. We have some of the light blue over here. We have some of the light blue and a lot of the pale yellow in this star. Some of both of those colors here in this star, and in this star we have the blue. And that's going to be the case through most of these floating stars. Now that really lovely like dark aqua green almost color that we had 2 big bags of is this particular shade in the water. So you're color blocking with that color all through this area. It's like transitioning from this light aqua into these like darker blues. Yeah, this whole color right there. So get your multi-placer ready. And then we have, again, in this star, some of the light blue fairy dust in this one. And not a lot of the light yellow fairy dust in these, mostly just bits of light blue and a little bit of light yellow here. And then as we keep on moving up here, there's some more of the light blue fairy dust in this star. And then this like aqua green color through the water. Or this is on the boat. I'm sorry. This is in the boat. That's more of that dark aqua green fairy dust color all through there. And then in the end of the cat's tail, this darker yellow color, that is going to be some of our yellow iridescent diamond that has kind of the crystal effect. There's also a little bit of the yellow iridescent and these little sparkles right here. Do we have glare? Yes, we do. Right there. And then as we get into the boat, there's a bunch of yellow iridescent all throughout. I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is. Okay, it's like a pile of the stars behind the plant. And so all of that yellow behind this greenery, that's our yellow iridescent color, which makes sense because these have more of a glowy effect than some of these other stars do. So that's where the yellow iridescent is going to be found, along with at the end of the cat's tail and the little cross on the cat's forehead. And a little bit in her hair. Let me show you. So these yellow parts of her hair are the yellow iridescent. The center of the cat's forehead is yellow iridescent, as are some of these yellow marks. We also have some more of the light purple fairy dust in this light purple color right here where my finger is, and the light blue colors and these stars back here are going to be the light blue fairy dust. And then like these stars and sparkles, the centers of those are going to be the yellow iridescent, as is the center. I think that's almost a flower. Take a quick peek. Do we have any more of our, there's yellow fairy dust in her hair. So the darker yellow is the yellow iridescent and the lighter yellow is the yellow fairy dust. Okay. And then sprinkled in the night sky, we have just a couple of different special drills. There's a sprinkling of some of the pale yellow fairy dust. There's actually a couple of that, like that's the yellow iridescent color, as is this color over here. And then I saw, I'm trying to think if I saw any of the purple. I don't think I did actually up here. But those two yellow colors we do have, just a little bit in the night sky. So I love that. I'm a huge fan of the iridescent color and the glow of these stars that they've fished into the boat. And I love the special drills in the cat. The cat is my favorite part of this piece by far. Not surprising. I have, if you've watched my videos, you're like, yeah, Katie, we know. I have a black cat that I call my void kitty, and I love how Yuumei uses a lot of black cats in her artwork, and this is no exception. So this is really pretty, you guys. I am just my overall thoughts. I'm pleasantly surprised by the amount of color blocking in a Yuumei kit, especially with a lot of these, you know, themes and elements that I feel like have usually meant more confetti in past pieces. So that's a really refreshing surprise to me. I like the special drill charting a lot. The iridescents are definitely my favorite. The one thing that gives me a tiny bit of pause is the rendering of her face, but I also feel like it matches my impressions of like how Yuumei did the face in the original artwork, and Diamond Art Club is nothing if not really loyal to the original artwork and trying to make the diamond painting match that as closely as possible. And with that in mind, like, okay, success, right? At least that's my first impression from the render, but it is something that I did notice. But overall, this looks like a really nice rendering and does look like it really is going to match that original artwork nicely. So nice. How many times can I say nice? Sorry. I do that kind of thing a lot. Anyway, recap. This is called River of Dreams. It's by Yuumei Art and is 55.8 by 83.6 centimeters. It has square drills and has 72 colors in total. This kit, along with the other new releases, are going to be coming out tomorrow, which is Saturday, October 25th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you're in the Diamond or Ruby tier of the rewards program, they do give you a half an hour early access window. I suggest being logged into your Diamond Art Club account and refreshing on the new arrivals page a couple minutes before that early access window starts. And did I say it starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern? Now, they do hold back stock as a rule for the general release. So if this does sell out during the early release window, you can check back in at the general release to see. Now, if you're curious to see how Yuumei's artwork translates to diamond painting form, I've completed a couple, and I will see if I have some post reviews I've done on those over the years. But also, if you were to go to Diamond Art Club's website and do a search just for Yuumei Art, it'll pull up all the kits that they carry of hers. And if you check out the reviews and the pictures, often people will come back and when they've completed the kit, include pictures of the completed kit. And that can give you a sense for how Yuumei's artwork does translate to diamond painting form as done by Diamond Art Club. So just a suggestion, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think? Is this one going to be on your shopping list for the weekend, on your wish list for someday, or just one you're going to enjoy vicariously through others? All of the above are fantastic and valid. I just want to hear what your thoughts are on this one, you guys. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful for deciding on if you're going to be shopping for it this weekend, and invite you to subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies here in the diamond painting community. I also do weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Monday mornings, and a variety of other diamond painting related videos. I'd love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing very well and that you have a day and a week that's as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.